You stand today in a world more connected than ever, yet perhaps more confused about what it means to grow, to belong, and to rise. We chase success, validation, and progress, but deep down, every soul asks the same question: what is my purpose? Centuries ago, a great thinker from North Africa, Ibn Khaldun, wrestled with the same question. He looked at the rise and fall of empires, the power of human communities, and the mysteries of the human soul. His words still echo through time because he understood something profound. The patterns that shape civilizations are the same patterns that shape you. He called it Asabiyyah, the spirit of unity, the force that binds people, that gives life its motion and energy. And just like societies, every individual carries within them a form of inner Asabiyyah, a drive for meaning, purpose, and self-cohesion. When your inner Asabiyyah is strong, you build, you create, you grow. When it weakens, you lose focus, and life begins to feel like an endless cycle of repetition. So, I ask you today, what is the strength of your own Asabiyyah? Are you united within yourself, or divided by doubt, fear, and distraction? Because the first step toward transformation, the one Ibn Khaldun would ask of you, is not to seek greatness out there, but to rebuild the civilization within. Every civilization faces a test, a moment when comfort turns into decay. Ibn Khaldun observed that when people grow prosperous, they often forget the very struggle that made them strong. They lose discipline, purpose, and unity. And what was once greatness begins to crumble from within. Now look at your own life. How many times have you built something, a goal, a dream, a habit, only to let it fade when comfort arrived? How many times have you mistaken ease for success? You see, your personal growth follows the same cycle Ibn Khaldun saw in history: struggle, strength, prosperity, complacency, decline, renewal. When you understand this, you begin to see that failure is not the end, it's a natural part of the cycle. The fall of your motivation, the collapse of your focus, these are not signs of weakness. They are invitations to rebuild stronger, wiser, and with greater awareness. But rebuilding requires truth, and truth requires reflection. Ibn Khaldun taught that knowledge without reflection is like wealth without generosity. It serves no purpose. You can read 1,000 books, watch 100 motivational videos, and still feel lost, unless you stop and ask, what do I truly know about myself? This is the desert of the self. It's dry, vast, and sometimes silent. But it's also where transformation begins, where you confront your fears, your ego, your false identities, and your excuses. It's where your asabiyyah, your inner unity, must be reborn. Because the truth is, no one builds strength in comfort. You were not meant to live an easy life. You were meant to live a meaningful one. So the challenge is not to avoid pain, but to understand it. Not to fear failure, but to grow from it. Not to seek comfort, but to seek clarity. When you accept this, you begin to move from merely existing to becoming. There comes a moment in every seeker's life when the mirror of truth finally reflects what's real. You begin to see that knowledge alone isn't enough. It's how you integrate knowledge that defines wisdom. Ibn Khaldun wrote that civilizations rise not by chance, but through intellect, discipline, and cooperation. The same applies to you. Your personal civilization, your mind, your habits, your relationships rises through intention, reflection, and persistence. Ask yourself, what ideas rule my inner kingdom? Are they ideas of fear, doubt, and laziness, or ideas of courage, learning, and contribution? Because every thought you hold becomes a citizen of your inner world. And over time, those citizens build your destiny. This is why Ibn Khaldun valued critical thinking, because the ability to question, to reason, to observe your own mind is what separates growth from stagnation. So, take a moment to think. What beliefs have held you captive? What stories have you told yourself that keep you small? Maybe you've believed that you're not ready, not smart enough, not strong enough. But remember, every great civilization began as an idea in the mind of someone who refused to believe those same lies. The world you experience is a reflection of the world you've built within. To change your reality, you must first rewrite your philosophy. And when you do, when your thoughts, values, and actions align, something extraordinary happens. You begin to rise above your own cycles. Ibn Khaldun said that societies thrive when they are bound by a shared purpose, when people unite for something greater than themselves. That's the essence of Asabiyyah: strength through connection, growth through unity. And in your own life, this principle is just as powerful, because growth is not just about self-mastery, it's about contribution. It's about transforming your strength into service, your knowledge into light. When you align your personal Asabiyyah, your unity of purpose, with the Asabiyyah of humanity, the unity of compassion, knowledge, and progress, you become part of something eternal. Maybe your contribution is small, maybe it's unseen, but every act of sincerity, every pursuit of truth, every effort to uplift others, these are the bricks that build civilization. And that's the real meaning of personal development. It's not self-centered growth. It's growth that uplifts everyone connected to you. So, rise again, not because life is easy, but because you were born to struggle beautifully. Rise because every fall prepares you for flight. Rise because within you lies an unbroken chain, the same strength that built empires, the same spirit that shaped civilizations, the same fire that inspired Ibn Khaldun to write when the world had forgotten. The story of human progress is not written in stone, it's written in hearts. And the heart of every great civilization begins with one person who decides to become more. You are that person, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. If Ibn Khaldun were alive today, he would remind you that the cycles of rise and fall are not curses, they are opportunities. Each moment of decline is a doorway to renewal. Each failure, a foundation for rebirth. Each hardship, a reminder that greatness is not inherited, it is built. So don't just live through the cycles of life, master them. Don't just seek success, seek wisdom. Don't just follow trends, build legacy. Because one day, someone will look back at your journey and see in you what Ibn Khaldun saw in humanity, a being capable of reflection, of progress, of transformation. A being who understood that civilization is not only a matter of cities and power, it's the architecture of the soul. So, walk forward now, with clarity, courage, and conviction. Carry your Asabiyyah within you, the unity of mind, heart, and purpose. And wherever life leads you, remember, you are both the builder and the civilization. Your rise begins the moment you decide to rebuild. Your journey of growth begins not with a plan, but with awareness. Reflect tonight on your inner Asabiyyah, what unites you, what divides you, what drives you. And then, act. One disciplined habit, one courageous choice, one honest reflection. That's how civilizations rise. That's how you rise.